Hey guys, I'm here with my buddy Yasein. He got top 15 with Tearlaments this Toronto Regional. So, how do you feel about the deck?
Hey, yeah, in terms of the quality of the deck, it's not good. But honestly, I think if you have a good pilot and if you're Egyptian enough, you can. Guys! Yeah, I think it's not bad. I think it requires a really good pilot. Honestly, like if you can see the lines and if you've got kind of like the power of Egypt, you'll be able to perform well, in my opinion. So let's get started with the deck profile. So shout out Singedja. All right, so starting off with the tiers. 1 Chiron, 1 Merle, 1 Havness. I would run more, but honestly they're bricky. And then we'll go 3 Rhino, of course. Pretty good, not bad. It's your main normal summon of the deck. 3 Tearcash. It's a good mill, it's a good draw, it's a good card. And then to search these, only 2 Pearl Rhino. We don't play 3 because you don't really want to start with it. Oftentimes you search it over the course of the combo and you want to start with some of your other field spells rather than just the Pearl Rhino. And then in terms of the tier spells, just 1 Scream, only 1. It's not really a good draw in this deck. It's an okay mill, it's a good mill, you get your trap, but you don't really want to start with this. Going into any board, it's really bad. So even though this card is really good. And then for the tier traps, I run, so just 2 Sulik. It's a good card, it's a really good mill, and it's a really strong interruption. Not 3, just because you want to diversify the mills, so we don't want to be too redundant and mill multiple copies of the same card. And then 2 Trivia Karma, same idea. Searches Pearl Rhino, searches Scream, searches Sulik, pretty good. All right, so that's it for the tiers. Of course, to help with the tiers, you play 3 Fenrir. Just searches Tearcash. It's not bad going second. I usually side it out versus Malice and versus Pure Rizo, but other than that, it's pretty good. The 1 Raceoff to search it. And then when it comes to the Egyptian package, we play 3 Imseti. This card is a really good card. I consider this one of the board breakers of the deck. Pitching one of your kind of broken traps or some of your good mills later on really kind of helps you push through a board as well as helps you play through hand traps. And of course the Imseti, Sark, and Walls. Then we play Engraver. So of course 3 Fiends with Engraver. He's the GOAT, very strong. 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 1 Tract, and then the Paradise as well. Yeah, just trying to max out on the good draws, which is this. Oftentimes I go Tract, search Lacrima, pitch a tier card or a good discard off my hand, and then normal summon the Lacrima, and it's a lot of pressure. Both going first and going second. It's really strong. Then we got the reason why you play this deck. Grass Experience, QCR. Shout out my boy Grant Zhang for this copy. And then we play, of course, to search it, 3 Left Arm. This card is ridiculous. You should be running this card if you're on tier. This card is really crazy. It searches grass. People just ash. You're playing into a board, people ash you. You just win the game because you go left arm, there's grass. In order as well, in terms of grass searchers, 3 Thrust if you're going second. With 7 copies of grass, you have over a 50% chance to see grass going second. Very good. Then we got Power Spells, 3 Foolish Goods. This dumps the way to get to the field spells, which I'll show later on, as well as cards like Trivia Karma, as well as just any spell, really strong. Also run the Talents, of course, the 1-of. 2 Droplet, just because I don't have space for 3. It would be the 61st card after Singedja. Called By. And then, so that's all kind of for like the power spells and the main engines. The rest of the cards I would say are kind of like good mills that you want to run. So Medora, Kaldo, Triple Mali, Shyama, Hollow, Shadal Beast, double Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, Tortoise, double Blackout. This is a lot, but essentially these cards are all either bodies, interruptions, or search your place. All of these are really good. Blackout specifically, this card versus Rizel, broken. You just call Detonator and you win. Going first or going second, doesn't matter. And then the shufflers, I see some lists running 1. That's wrong. These cards are really good going first, going second, into any board. The Rainbow Bridge, of course, this is why we only run 2 planet, because you just search the Pearl Rhino or you with this or the triple karma. And then Shayama, he's the GOAT. You can dump him off of Aerial Eater, which we run in this deck, spoilers, as well as this will have Aerial Eater, so we can easily make Window Lines. That's it for the main deck, 60 cards of course. Let's move on to the extra deck. 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Winda, 1 Necrocrypt, 1 Aerial Eater, 1 Dragocepelia, and 1 Desiree, as well as 1 Collider Heart for the fusions. The logic behind this is that obviously this is, even though we don't have Bahamut Toad, the Mud Dragon is really good just because it's just a free body and the targeting protection is pretty nice going into a board. Dragocepelia is straightforward. You have a lot of fusions, especially with Necrocrypt. It makes Dragocepelia really easy to make because it automatically gives you a fusion, and of course Necrocrypt is great for the rank 6 lines. Aerial Eater, this card people don't expect when you use Sequence. They really don't expect it, and this card is really good because, like I said, it dumps Shayama and Hollow. The Winda, of course, this card is broken. You just Floodgate versus Malice. Even Rizal, if they don't have X'd, it's really, really strong. They can't really out it. And then Collider and Desiree, I mean, obviously it's Tearlaments. Desiree is broken. And then for the XYZs, the zombie duo, we got Zombie Vampire and Pilgrim Reaper. You make this off the Phoenix line, you make this off the Horus line. These are both really, really strong, of course. They just get your engine milling, and they mill your opponent too, which is actually really good because you can SB like any good hit, or you can dark kind of take their guys, and you know what they're playing, so you know what to play around. It's pretty good. And then for the links, of course, the Phoenix links. So we got Requiem and Moon. Sequence, this is not Egyptian or Arabic, but it's a good card in the German version. We got Dark. You're milling your opponent, why not take their monsters, as well as helps you link climb into SP and into Sprint. For the side deck, we got some Malice Hate, we got 3 Chaos Hunter. This over Lancia just because you have a lot of good pitches, like discards, even if it's not for effect. You want to discard your Malice, your Rainbow Bridges, your Triple Karmas, your Shayamas. Just get them in the graveyard, and it gives you a body if that matters. You can also summon it back off of Zombie Vampire, and if you wanted to run ABAL, you could summon it back off that, even though I don't. Then we run the 3rd Droplet in the side. This comes in basically versus everything, to be honest. And then we also run 1 Duster, 2 Lightning Storm. This just comes in versus stuff like Blue Eyes, even versus Rizal. I really like these cards because you just get rid of the back row, and then you just have to deal with Detonator, which is really easy with cards like Foolish Barrow Goods, Black Goat, Droplet, all those cards, right? So it kind of just breaks the board with another breaker. Then we run 3 Super Poly. This is in for Malice, Blue Eyes, White Forest, cards, decks like that, where the end boards are pretty strong, and you kind of need a way to just like get rid of their big guys, and as well as their discard. It also helps you play around Droll. If you search and then with Prio use it, you can kind of cheat 1 search under Droll, which is pretty good. And then pairing with the Super Poly, we won 1 Garura and 1 Earth Golem. These did come up. Versus Malice, I played this. I kind of summoned this my round 9, and I was able to win because of this. And versus Blue Eyes, I summoned this, and I was able to win because of that. We don't main them just because there's every other extra deck card is more important, but they just come in when you put in Super Poly. And then lastly, we got some 1-ofs. So Shadal Squamata, this might seem weird. Essentially, when you're going first, your opponent's going to be chummying you, hitting you with Droll, all these kind of turn-ending floodgates, and you need a way to kind of maximize your mills. So putting Shadal Squamata in just means that if you draw it or if you mill it, you now have access to Winda without playing at all. So meaning that your opponent, like even if they have those chummies, as long as you have access to 1 fusion, you have a very high impact kind of floodgate to summon up. And then I got Mischief of the Gnomes. This is an FTG versus Mitsu. You can mill it, you can thrush for it, you can goods it. It's just an insta win, to be honest, if you go first versus Mitsu Rizal because of that. And then lastly, Scattershot, just because I like the artwork.
Do you have any final thoughts, final shoutouts?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I was kind of trolling, saying if you weren't Egyptian enough, even if you're, just like the deck, honestly, like if you put in the work and you pilot it really well, I think you could do well with it. People also underestimate it. A lot of times, and people misplay against it. Like a lot of times, I would get ashed on like a Requiem or like a Sharon in hand, and then I just go grass into a board, mill 30, and just win. So the deck is really good if you can resolve grass, obviously, but it's also good without it, right? Like you don't even need it. Like cards like Imseti and like Horus cards and the Cashier cards, they're also good by themselves, right? In terms of shoutouts, shout out Team Cybra, of course, the GOATs from day one. Shout out the Sidekicks, I love those guys. Shout out Will, free him. Shout out ALIN, rest in peace. Shout out the agency. Shout out the Jote, and that's all for me.
All right, thank you so much.